listening to Rat Rolls, a Fallout Tabletop podcast.
Oh. Does anybody know what the hell that was?
Did it have 45 health? Was that
yeah,
close?
it had in the 40s.
Oh.
It had 8 physical DR. So like pretty much the only thing, like this was a game to get your piercing. Could you get piercing on this?
Yeah.
Or could you get such high damage? Could you cripple it? Like twas the game.
Well, we should probably save Abel.
Yes.
We should probably, do we just jump in? That seems risky.
I've got a rope.
Oh, shit.
Do you all want to...
Okay.
You all can look
What do we
down.
tie it off
like,
to?
I think we're just going. We gotta go save him.
All
Yeah, I
right.
could just try climbing.
I'll be dead.
Is there anything I can tie the rope off to? There's all these little, little plastic houses around here.
So you're not looking into this giant pit. You all are just jumping in. You're not looking down before you go. You are just jumping into this pit.
I'm gonna look
That's
down
our-
into the pit before I jump in.
Punchy's
That's my
definitely
boy.
gonna look down.
I'm going in.
Okay, Frankie. So you're just like, did you have anything to? Are you just like doing this by yourself? That is my.
No. I gotta wait for the rope. She's doing the rope.
I got a rope.
Okay,
Tying
well-
off the rope.
Punchy's gonna look down the pit.
Okay, cool. That makes it easier. So if you will please go
my
ahead
God.
and look at the pit below you. Dang, I got all that monster right. Look at that eye dangling there. Look at that jaw dangling there. It's almost like I
Wow.
planned that.
That is
Holy
amazing.
cow. Look at that. Look at that, everyone. That is great. I'm going to change it so that everybody else can kind of admire the thing on Roll20 here. Yeah, so this is the pit. I fell in the pit. And this is it. So you can see kind of on the right-hand side, there's like a judge of feet. So that's like how far down something is. You can kind of notice a few different things in this pit. First of all, the giant monster that is hanging by its one arm that is kind of there. It is most definitely deceased, but it is just like hanging by its... Just like how it fell into the pit. It is hanging like that kind of down. There's kind of like
What
these
it reminds
weird...
me of?
Is
You
that
know
a-
how like when the stink bugs come and they just die wherever? Like they'll just be like climbing on the ceiling and decide that's where they want to die.
That's it.
And they just kind of stick there until you do something about it. That's what he just decided to die there, and that's where he's stuck.
Right. Some of the things that you can see as you look down into this, that glow is like lessened now that this monster is dead. But there's like some things kind of tangled up in the monster that are kind of hard to tell from this angle. It looks like some like metal bits kind of like tangled up in its torso and in the kind of hand that was severed. There's also like a weird like little creature sprouting off of its arm. There's kind of at the top level, there's kind of like these hanging heads that are on this wall about 10 feet down. At around 30 feet, there's this like a kind of net of various body parts and such. At around 40 feet down, there is what looks like a piece of metal and like maybe like some sort of reflector on it that's attached to the side of the wall. Kind of as the 70 feet and 80 feet, kind of at the bottom, you notice that there is like some burning wreckage with wheels. Kind of a fridge at the bottom, and what looks like 2 giant atomic bombs at the bottom of this pit.
Oh, that's what.
And is that like a satellite down there?
GM, if you could I have an indication of just how far down I've found myself?
Okay, yeah. So I'm trying to think about what I think I want you to do a luck roll.
Okay. Like,
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what I want that to like.
Luck
what-
survival.
I think a luck survival roll is fine, but I'm gonna make it a difficulty 2. You've got a bunch of AP in the pool. I kind of hit you hard with that 4. I think a 2 for like a luck survival situation.
Okay.
And
I'll spend an AP. and I'll get it right back.
Yeah, that's a 9, 8, and a 2. That's 3 successes with that. Like what you felt. So it was hard to kind of like see what everything is. But all of a sudden, like it's like you kind of fell through this viscera, this like goo and veins and like the large monster down its esophagus, and kind of are now what seems like you like fell into like almost like a cushioned area that feels like cushion and metal, and kind of like there's almost like it feels like there's something like almost encompassing your body now. Like you feel like there's like levers and stuff inside this, like you're able to actuate and kind of like move around slightly, but you're very much like, it seems like suspended. You only have like a vision cone of this, so you can tell that you're kind of like suspended above the pit. You look down, you see the bombs, and I would say that you on this kind of level, you could tell that 40 feet below you are the bombs. That would be an estimation. So you can use your mental image of where you think you would be on this to kind of figure that out with that success.
40 feet from paradise. That's what I'm seeing right now.
Abel
Right,
has
so
a
pair
unique
of them
way of
too.
looking at things.
So you're kind of stuck until they find you, I would say, unless, and we can get to that.
Abel's going to get all bricked up being this close to 2 atomic bombs. So.
Oh God, I'm gonna leave you down there.
So Frankie and Punchy and Hazel, it is kind of your scene. You're at the top of this pit. Frankie's ready to bust on down there. Hazel's getting a rope. What are you all kind of doing?
Is the thing still alive?
No, it's dead. It's
Okay.
not alive. It's just like kind of rigor mortis itself.
It's
Gotcha.
dead, and no, you can't skin it and take it with us.
Well, its jaw didn't fall off. That's
Yeah, and I'm not sure
too bad.
what it's. I feel like its skin is just other creatures, so I don't know. You'd have to be choosy.
Does
Interesting way to put that, but okay.
does like Big Boy react to us killing his god?
Yeah, that's my next question. What's Big Boy doing?
That's a great question. Big Boy kind of looks out at the pit and sees that this thing is down there, and he kind of like looks around and goes back into the house and starts dragging the body of the person like back out as he's like dragging it towards the pit, like he's gonna throw it into the pit.
So I
Okay.
assume Hazel and Frankie have gotten to my location in the.
Yeah. I would say that you all are together now. I feel like that's a good estimation.
Oh yeah, that was a heck of a fight. That was wow, that was really something, wasn't it?
How do these
Punchy.
fights keep getting weirder and weirder every time?
And Punchy, why are you always almost broken after them?
You know, I've
Do you
been
have
just
anything to fix you?
I'm a simple robot man, Frankie. I don't know. I mean, I could probably scourge for some pots to see if I can find something to do some rudimentary repairs. But Abel's down in that pit and that supermoon, which we have to kill, by the way.
Are you functional enough? Are you functional enough, or do we need to repair you before we go down? How are you feeling, man?
I'm fine. I'm fine, Hazel. I'm fine.
Well, that's good enough for me.
How
Good
are
enough.
you? I'm fine. Yeah. I'm great.
hot and I'm comfortable and horny and hungry and scared, and that's kind of par for the course. So we should
been
go
there.
find Abel.
Yeah, this arm though, this arm's in no good shape, but overall I'm fine.
No good shape. It looks like it literally almost got ripped off.
Oh yeah, it's that's
I'm
like
gonna
on by a wing and a prayer. You guys should know, we do have to kill that super mutant. It's a very important mission we're on. We should just kill him.
You mean the one we just killed?
Not that one. That other one. The regular sized giant super mutant.
Oh. I mean, I could probably kill that guy right now, but...
You should probably shoot him.
Well, should we get Abel first?
Why are we killing him?
Oh, because someone told me that we had to. That's part of our mission.
Someone told you.
Someone very important to me.
Part.
Your dad?
My dad.
Oh God.
Exactly. Listen, that's what we got to do.
Frankie,
We got to
can you help
clear
me
this
with
out, and that includes all of them super mutants.
Can we? Yeah. Let's get Abel, and then he's not. It's fine. We can.
He's all okay. So the super mutant
come back.
He's throwing dead bodies in the pit. It's weird. Real weird. What if it makes this big one come alive again?
You know, that's Abel's in the pit. Yeah, but like Abel's in the pit, so I think we should get him first. Right? So Abel isn't a dead body.
Yes,
in the
we
pit
should
too?
go get Abel, then we'll deal with the other stuff.
Make sure Abel is not a dead body in the pit.
Yeah, probably. There's some other bodies in that pit too. There's like some guys in a car. We watched the whole video about it. It was pretty interesting. It's on that computer over there if you want to watch it. But you know, priorities like killing the super mutant. That probably is the most important thing.
Let's go get Abel.
Right.
Well, all right. How are you going to get down there? You two-leggers.
There's a rope in my hand. I kind of just wiggle the rope.
All right. Well, here's what I want to do.
That's great for you too.
Can we attach the rope and then I'm going to rappel down the arm that's still on the surface to get to its like shoulder?
I mean, mechanically, yes, you can. You can do that.
That's what I want to do.
Okay, yeah. So I would say, so you're kind of like affixing this rope, making sure it's good. So I think that would be like an intelligence plus survival check for difficulty 1 to like attach it to something. Hazel, if you want to roll that, or Frankie, you want to roll that, it doesn't matter to me. That's kind of the first one, is to get you a good repelling situation down. Frankie, oh no, sorry, I was looking at the survival.
I'll assist.
Can one of us roll and one of us assist to make sure it's secure?
I can.
I think that's good. Yeah. So Hazel, you roll intelligence plus survival for difficulty 2, and then Frankie will assist you.
Intelligence survival.
Oh.
I got this.
Famous last words.
Mm-hmm.
Did it come up?
Yeah,
so with the 1 success from Hazel's with that 8 and 17, and then the 6 from Frankie with that 1 success, you all managed to affix this rope kind of to the hand of this beast that you all killed, and it is ready to rappel down. So if you want to rappel down, I would say that this would be kind of like an agility plus athletics check for where are you trying to rappel down to on this thing is going to be kind of your difficulty.
I think just like the shoulder to start with. That doesn't
okay,
seem
yes, that's 20 feet. So I'm going to say that this would be a difficulty 1 agility plus athletics.
Okay. Yeah. I think I can do this without any like AP or anything. Look at that.
Yeah, right. I got a 1.
We're down there.
So wait, are you both going? So okay, Hazel and Frankie are both down there. You're on the shoulder. So you are on this kind of like soft, supple shoulder of the supple shoulders of this wonderful beast. You are
supple.
Supple. That's I guess the descriptor that I use. It's kind of like you kind of like put your choice. Yeah, it was a choice. You kind of like put your feet into it, and it's like, you know, like sewn body parts together. That's what it feels like. Like you were just like You cannot tell what this is made of. It is meat and bone and
Oh,
skin.
it started so nice. How did you go that bad that fast? It's like I
and-
haven't had dates go south that fast. Damn.
kind of like you're around this like headpiece, so like you can very clearly see the one intact, well, slightly damaged eye and the one hanging eye from it. And kind of if you look above you across the other wall, and there are those hanging heads on the wall, as well as the nets with the body parts in them.
Bodies are made out of meat and bone, actually.
What's your point?
The cell phone might be failing now.
The cell phone is failing now.
Well, no. Videos.
Are you alive down there?
He's coming back to us.
Okay.
I can hear you guys. Can you not hear me?
I can.
It
hear
You can
was
see my.
it was acting up for a little bit. There was a
Oh,
there was some brief issues.
Yeah, there were some brief issues. And now your video's out.
yeah. I'm gonna.
Let's try back on Discord again.
Voice sounds
Okay.
good.
Better.
Your voice sounds good. Okay, cool. What were you saying?
No. Okay. I want to go over to the jaw and yell down and see if Abel can hear me. Abel, are you there? Tell me.
Yeah. I don't know where here is, though. I can't really see much. Well, I see the gates of heaven, but
What?
oh yeah,
The gates of
paradise is about 40 feet away.
Okay, Abel, do not go towards the light.
You are asking me to unprogram 20 plus years of religious upbringing when you say don't go towards the light, especially when it's of the green variety.
As that may be.
These are the biggest pair of pearly gates I have seen in my life.
Hazel, what the fuck is he talking about now?
I don't know, but if it's green and glowing, I'm thinking it's radiation, and it would be really, really bad for us to follow, which means if he goes in there, we lose him.
Right.
No, you
Okay.
wouldn't lose me. I mean, okay, well, all right. Now at this point, I don't. I can't explain it in a way that you would understand. Miss Greenglass, there are two very large nuclear warheads in this pit.
So that is by far the most straightforward way you could explain it to me.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, we have a lot of alternative terminology for blessings of this tonnage.
Live thermonuclear warheads is a very succinct summary of the situation. So we can't get any closer to those. We probably shouldn't. I know you have an attraction to this particular item, but I am going to ask you to try and move back towards where we are to rejoin us instead of moving towards the nukes.
Okay, Miss Greenglass, I don't know exactly where I am.
Okay.
I am comfortable believe it or not. And I am facing the ground. And that's all I can see.
All right.
Well,
We're
if he did get swallowed, I mean, I'm sure it's mostly straight.
So I'm probably in the
right?
stomach region, is what you're guessing.
Well, I don't know. How
Probably-
dark is
That
this? pit?
tracks. I mean, like,
as far as where you are,
Like,
hey,
do you
I've
have,
got an
like,
idea. Miss Greenglass, can you, like, drop something?
like, can we see him, or is it just like he's just in the dark cavern?
I mean, he's just like in this, like, he's at the bottom. So, I mean, it's like a 20-foot, like, it's not, when you think about your own esophagus, like, how often do you look in there? Like, you can't really see, it's not like cavernous. Like, it's like, it contracts, it restricts, like, there's a lot of muscles. You've got a lot of different kind of organs flowing back there. When's the last time you had, like, you've been intubated? Like, it's a little bit hard to get that. Where I'm going with that. Yeah, it's not
like medical intubation or Urban Dictionary intubation, because
the reverse
no,
colonoscopy.
no.
Like, you would need to do, like, it would be to get to where he is. You cannot see him, but there is a pathway to that, like, the sound is traveling up through.
yeah,
And
Miss
it is down a
Greenglass,
throat.
can you drop something?
Yeah. Let's see. What do I have? I don't have a flare or anything.
Just like something.
I
Just
have a
drop
knife.
something.
Uh,
Nothing valuable. Just like
I don't. I could. I don't have anything that I don't
I'm-
want to drop.
You know what? I'm gonna drop. I'm gonna.
you're on a meat monster. Just like kick something down.
Oh, okay. We could cut off its eyeball and drop it down its own throat.
It doesn't have to be that big. Just drop something. It doesn't have to be grandiose. I'm just trying to figure out where you are compared to me. Like, this isn't
about
just
just like a-
just cut a piece of meat off and drop it. Take a
gonna-
piece of
All right,
flesh. and-
all right. I hear what you're
Don't
saying.
you hear this
I hear what you're
conversation
saying.
from the top?
It's like through a megaphone, because they're in the mouth. They're
Yeah.
like yelling down.
Yeah, it's coming out of the.
Don't you
throw
just
some-
grab some debris that's
All
lying
right,
on the
no,
Just
ground
throw
and
something
throw it?
down here really quick.
Abel,
Yeah,
I hear what you're saying. Let's kick a tooth down to you. Let's dislodge a tooth.
Okay. And basically, I just want to see, like, are they to the left, to the right, whatever. Like, I'm trying to figure out where they are based off of where the trash hits the ground. Like, that's it. That's all I want. Like, because I really don't know.
Okay. All right. So, are you kicking a tooth, or are you having Punchy throw some debris? What's the?
I would like
don't
both
think
of
I'm
those
gonna wait.
things to happen.
Okay.
I'd say let's do
I
it.
think
don't-
Frankie, work on that too.
I don't think I'm gonna
Punchy's
wait.
not going to say anything. He's just going to look for a big piece of debris and just like use his entire body to slowly push it toward the edge of the hole.
Fuck.
Yeah, I would
While
say
he's
this would
doing
be
that, I'm kicking the tooth.
okay. Cool. So,
And if they land in two different places, Abel's going to like, what the hell? This was so simple. This
gonna be
still
great.
don't know where you are.
so you're gonna do a strength plus athletics, Frankie, for a difficulty 2. Punchy, you're gonna be doing a strength plus throwing for a difficulty 3.
I love where this is going because it's going to be bad.
Really strong
I'm
tooth.
looking forward to it. No. Okay, not as bad as I thought it would be. So,
Man,
Okay,
he's
so
been
you,
mewing's the problem.
Frankie, you've got a 0 successes with the 17 and a 14, and Punchy, you got 0 successes with the 13 and an 11. Am I correct in this?
you are correct.
I don't think we accomplished very much. If we're
Okay, so
honest
here's
with
what
ourselves.
here's what happens. Punchy, you got to push this large piece of debris, and you push it, and it kind of like flies off the cliff, but it flies directly towards Hazel and Clark. Hazel, if you could please roll a agility plus athletics for difficulty 2.
Killed by my own teammate.
You know,
Agility, athletics.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Hey,
Hey,
it's
there you
2.
go.
Nice, 2 successes. So you see this giant log kind of like coming, and you turn, and in your reaction, you kind of swing your rope. So you swing out of the way as this giant log comes, and it's like I'm thinking like a giant piercing log. This like piece of debris comes flying. Frankie, you are trying to push out this tooth, and you keep on kicking it, and all of a sudden you feel a crack at your back, and this piece of debris flattens you against the tooth and pops it out, and down you go as the gullet of slime kind of crawls across your body as you begin to kind of like quickly fly through this little opening, and then you start to slow, and you start to slow, and then all of a sudden like you start to speed up. But all of a sudden it's like tangles are happening around you, and all of a sudden you are completely constricted and suspended above 2 nuclear bombs. And you look across from you, and there is a giant meat covered being that is maybe 5 feet from you, suspended in the air. And I'm talking about like sinews, body, like organs kind of implanted all over this thing, muscles, tendons, furs, like it is just kind of all over this. And it's like 8 feet tall. It's very bulky. And there's almost like a little dark slit as to where the eyes would be.
So
I
not
thought
like
you were
Lady
just
Gaga
describing-
wearing a meat dress.
Yeah, I thought you were just describing
No.
Abel very rudely at first. Okay.
No, I'm talking like a miniature homunculus of what you just kind of killed.
Oh. Cute.
Frankie, or no, Abel, you see all of a sudden from above, like you hear sounds, and you see below you a tooth and a bunch of debris fall out from beside of you, and you kind of strain your neck to kind of look up, and you can tell that there's like a being suspended right across from you.
Everyone okay?
Frankie, you hear this from the giant meat covered thing that is near you.
Oh, so you were describing Abel. Hi, Abel.
Oh,
Ha.
Frankie.
Yeah, I made it down. I made it down to you. Totally planned.
Okay. Are you safe?
Depends on
Totally
your
safe,
definition of
but definitely stuck. Definitely got stuck too.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah. Huh.
Am I covered in meat?
Oh gosh. Let me put it to you like this. You ever seen when a Yaogwai kind of like has a little bit of indigestion and what it pukes back up after eating some mole rats? You ever happen to see that?
Yeah. Usually try not to stick around if the Yaogwai is only eating mole rats, because those are usually like the appetizers and everything like that. But like I think I understand what you're talking about. It's like a hairball, but like mole rats don't really have hair, so it's like a skin ball. A skin ball.
Skin ball. Yeah, that's what you look like, buddy.
Oh,
Yep.
I mean, when you put it that way, that sounds like pretty just. Oh
No.
yeah, I can't think about
Keep it
that
in.
too long.
You got to keep
did
it
you just-
inside.
Did you just like try to like hack or something?
Oh, I was making a gagging noise.
Yes, I know. If you could please roll a survival plus luck for difficulty 2.
Oh my god.
I'll roll it with the extra, with the action point. No, I failed.
Okay, all of a sudden, from inside your esophagus, a ripping almost like it feels like it's come, and the centipede ejects out through your mouth, and almost like it feels like it's stuck. And all of a sudden, through your body, it feels like you have almost like an extra set of skin, and then you feel something kind of like almost like eject from the back of you. You start to move your limbs around. You're kind of like suspended in the air, but you can kind of move around a little bit more. And you see below you a fusion core falling to the bottom of the pit below, and you're just kind of like suspended about. And if you could move your strength skill up to 10, that would be great.
If I could move it up there.
Yeah, would you do that for me?
It's already been there because of a feat.
Okay, great. Then you're good.
I am
Do I need to do anything with my agility score? Because that's normally what has been. Okay, all right. Yeah, so I don't sense any changes, but there would have been one.
Yeah, you feel more in tune with your body. Like you just feel like you can move around a little bit more, but you are still suspended up here. So like you are kind of in the same predicament as Friendly. You're not like you could like.
And then Kane just came out for a breather and just.
Kane is still out for a breather.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to take a beat to figure this out because there's a lot of weirdness, and I really feel like if I think about it too much, Abel might throw up.
Do I would say that this would be an intelligence plus medicine check for a difficulty 2. And Frankie, you can assist on this because you're kind of like trying to figure it out.
I'm using no juice on this because there's like no chance in hell I'm going to get it anyway. So.
Yeah, I'm not very smart, and I don't know.
Oh my God!
Well, I've rolled 2 though, so it was supposed to just be an assist.
Oh,
yeah.
It would be more funny. You know what? I'm gonna do something kind of weird right now, and I'm going to actually message Cody what's happening. And he's going to try to describe this to you the best that he can, because I think that's a lot more fun than me trying to describe it to you.
Excellent.
So if you'll just give me a moment of silence while I message him. Message is sent, and so I will be awaiting what what Frankie's going to tell you is happening to you.
Ew. Okay. Jesus. Yeah, that's gross. Okay. Abel, I don't mean to alarm you.
Uh-huh.
But when you just moved right now, the whole meat moved with you.
Okay.
like, what can you open, like, make a fist and then open it back up again real quick for me?
With hand.
The right hand.
I will. That concerns me given the map, but I'll.
Yeah, Frankie, you see him do that, and it is the that meat moving as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
It feels a little weird.
Can you see right now? Like,
Yeah,
can you see what's happening?
I see the bomb.
Yeah, see, Abel, there's a hunk of meat in front of your eyes. You should not be able to see through that.